must admit, mes amis, the last time I had such a suspense was when I was rescuing the King of France.
Oui, monsieur, you are surely brave. And fortune favors the brave. Yeah! Free at last!
Thank you for coming for me, Henry. You're a great friend. The best I could wish for.
After today, you may also count me among your friends. I, Vauquelin Brabant, chevalier, aventurier et voyageur. I'm at your service, mon brave Henri. And I have an excellent idea. In your honor, I shall name my new horse after you.
Pleased to meet you, Sir Vacula.
My name is Vauquelin.
Vauquelin?
Vauquelin. Vauquelin.
Vauquelin... would you mind if I just call you Brabber?
Brabant. En.
Brabant?
Que peut-on y faire? It will have to do. Do not concern yourself, mon ami. Clearly, you are not talented in the art of conversation. But at least you have courage and other skills. You carried out the entire operation truly brilliantly. I could not have done it much better myself. And look, mon ami, how the fresh air suits Monsieur Chapon. He has finally stopped drawing in self-pity.
What self-pity, damn it? I was locked up for days in a tiny stinking room.
Ah, come now, mon cher. Luck was simply not on your side for once. That is all. Now we are finally free. The time has come for grand deeds. I did not waste my time in captivity. I fought everything over diligently. Listen.
Please, I'd prefer not to.
What's troubling you, Sir Hans?
What do you think? It all turned to shit again, and I ended up in captivity. I'm thankful at least that Hanush won't have to pay von Bergov a ransom for me. I'd never live that down. But I'll still have to listen to another lecture from him about how useless I am. Or do you have a different feeling about our Trotsky mission?
True. Not everything went according to plan. Actually, almost nothing went to plan. But at least I finally got revenge on Istvan. That Horthen got what he deserved. Believe me.
My Christ, you got Ishbal! That's welcome news. No one will miss that fucker. Nice work, but I don't think that'll help me much with Hanush.
Jobst is hatching his plans. Soon we'll kick Sigismund out of this country, and I think the bold Sir Hans will still have a chance to prove himself.
Mais oui! I must meet your Yops de Moravie. I have some clever ideas about how to strike against Le Roi Sigismond.
Yeah, you go and chat with Jobst. At least I can get good and drunk in the meantime. We should spur the horses on. God knows, they might be hot on our heels. Yeah! Christ, Wood. Such destruction and havoc.
War. Monsieur Chapon, you have yet to participate in a real battle. But I fought against les Valaques at Naples, and les Anglais in Bourgogne. And that is how war looks, whether in Italy or La Bohème. It is always the same.
That's not war. It's barbarism. What value did this village have?
Eh bien, I would estimate 5 courtyards. Annual revenues could be perhaps, several hundred groschen?
That's not what I meant, Bacalin. No fortress. Maybe one fortified courtyard. Practically insignificant militarily. That's not how war should be fought. This is unjust.
Do not give way to sentimentality, monsieur. A village could harbor spies and saboteurs or supply the enemy, and destroying enemy assets is an effective tool of war. Wars are not decided only in battles. There are not even many of those. To strike in the rear, make the enemy lose and bleed. That is how most conflicts are fought. However, wait a year or two, the village will be settled. The population will increase again. That is how it always happens.
But we're the nobility. Our task is to lessen the chances of such things happening.
You're right, Hans. We must find allies and put a stop to it as soon as possible, so we can save as much as we can.
Yes, but we failed in Trotsky. And now this is our punishment.
I see that short captivity has turned you into a philosopher, Lord Capon. You should apply to the Faculty of Arts before the muse lifts you again.
Here!
Of all the bandits in the whole wide world, we run into this pair of scoundrels.
I fucked everything up.
Oh, get up, lad. Everyone makes mistakes. Only a better man owns up to them. At least we know now what kind of vermin we're dealing with.
What brings you here? We just escaped from Malashov, and right now
There's no time for haste. One thing at a time, my boy. Word reached Ratai that you pair got yourselves into a nice mess. I'm glad to see you both in one piece. So, let's hear it. What happened?
It's best if Henry tells you. I wasn't around for half of it.
No sooner had we spied Trotsky on the horizon than everything started to go to hell. We made camp by a pond with the intention of heading for the castle at first light, only we were ambushed by bandits in the evening. They killed all our men and took everything they could carry, including the letter for von Berghoff.
And how did you two manage to get out alive?
Just by a stroke of good luck. We were both in a bad way. We might not have made it if a local herb woman hadn't taken care of us.
Only after that, we couldn't get into the castle, though. We looked like a pair of beggars.
And the bastards treated us as such.
But you did get into Trotsky in the end, didn't you?
Von Berghoff was behaving oddly right from the start. We had no idea what was behind it. It all came out after we set out with von Bergov's men to deal with the bandits who were rampaging in his domain. The same ones who attacked us at the start.
Only they ambushed us and took me and Henry captive for ransom.
But it turned out these very outlaws are on our side. They're fighting for King Wenceslas on the orders of Sokol of Lamberg.
Well, I'll be damned.
So von Bergov has been the real enemy all this time. And Zizka is actually our ally.
Zizka. He's the captain of those outlaws. That name doesn't ring a bell.
I think you'll meet him soon enough.
What impression did he make on you?
He's an interesting fella. Handy with a weapon, but also pretty tricky. It's best to keep a fella like that on your side.
He made quite an impression on me, for one. I'll be happy to see him again. But if only it didn't have to be in Rabosh. Why Rabosh? Of all the places in the world.
We're riding to a gathering of King Wenceslas's supporters. If fortune favors us, the future fate of the kingdom will be decided there.
If we keep standing around here gabbing about it, it'll be decided without us.
Patience, my friend. This pair have just returned from the clutches of the enemy. No doubt they have something to tell us.
Like how in the devil did you manage to escape?
I was helped by the Ruthard family, the former rulers of Malashov, in exchange for dealing with some trouble they had with Ulrich of Raditz.
Ulrich Vavak? But he's the mint master.
Well, he won't be for long, if it comes to light that he's been putting his sticky fingers on the royal silver.
It seems you've been pretty busy.
But don't forget to say what you found out from von Bergov in Malashov.
Sigismund has convened the city council. Markvart von Aulitz will be there with him, too. The word is, Sigismund is going to make an important announcement there.
He picked a nice time for it. But at least he won't be sticking his nose into what's going on around.
Now, if we had one of our people at that assembly, we'd get Sigismund's plans nice and fresh. Straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak.
My very words. And I know exactly who to send. Young Lord Capon will go with us to Rabosh, but you'll have to return to the city right away, and try to worm your way into the town hall.
What? How can I get in there? I can't just walk in off the street.
You've got the dirt on Vavak, and you don't know how to use it. Just tell him either he gets you into the council chamber, or you get him on the gallows.
It's worth a try, right?
I hope that assembly really is important. If Sigismund is just going to announce an increase in taxes, there's not much point in my being there.
Well, at least you can enjoy watching the long faces of the councillors when they hear it. And don't worry, I'll eat and drink in Rabosh on your behalf.
If I come back and find you there under lock and key again, I'll leave you to rot.
T'inquiète. I will go as well, and I will not let your friend out of my sight.
Hans? Who's this?
Vaclin Brabant, Chevalier d'Arezzo, at your service.
He was a captive of Lord von Bergov's, like me. He defended Kuttenberg against Sigismund.
In that case, he'll be a welcome guest at Rabosh.
You don't know what you're promising, Baron. Watching Sir Hans is a job and a half.
The main thing is to watch out for yourself, Henry. As soon as you can do so without raising suspicion, come and join us.
He'll manage it, but now we really need to hit the road.
Safe travel, Henry.
Adieu et bonne chance.
And to you. Hopefully we'll meet soon. I ought to go and see Rosa when I'm in town. No doubt she'd like to know how it went with that book.
my, what a beautiful horse! Jesus Christ be praised! Don't be shy, seeing as how we know each other now.
What do you have for me this time?
How about I tease you with another riddle? What do you say?
The riddle sounds good. Go ahead.
Great! But before I do, you lost last time, but today might just be your lucky day. Let's put money on it, and you can recoup your loss. What do you say? Deal?
Maybe Lady Luck will shine on me. I accept.
All right, now pay attention. Jaromir the coachman hailed from Raborsh. One morning he set off for Kuttenberg with an empty coach. 3 lads boarded in Bohonovitz. When he arrived in Boyisht, one of the boys got out and a washerwoman took his place. In Hoshan, the washerwoman went on her way and a peddler and his daughter boarded. In Psitoke, the remaining lads alighted and took the peddler's daughter with them. And straight away, 2 fishermen got in. And on reaching Kuttenberg that evening, they invited the coachman to the bathhouse and got pig drunk. And now you tell me, what was the coachman's name?
Jaromir.
That's right. There's no fooling you. You've won the bet. And I'll be sure to remember you have a sharp mind.
I was just lucky, that's all.
But before I pay you, I'll ask you again. What would you prefer? Some extra coin or another story from my travels?
I'll take the money.
Here you are. Use it wisely. Farewell, my friend.
Well, good. Excuse me?
You don't have the coin. All right, bastard. Come on, then. Pray for a quick
Honey
death,
pies! Pies like no other. Melt on your tongue like butter. A fine day for some fun. You've got it all. How terrible! Balls, hot lid.
Tell me then, what do you give you?
Guten Tag, mein Freund. Gepriesen sei. What do you...
Show me your ware.
I'm glad you found what you were looking for, sir.
No, I just want to be sure
Knives
nobody
for sale!
finds out.
Iron and
You never
steel!
know.
All quite...
Pictures! Fine pictures!
What would you like?
Show me your wares.
I was glad to be of help to you, good sir.
Fine day for some fine wares.
Tools!
Take your pick. Come and take a look.
God be with you.
What do you have for sale?
Thank you, sir. Apple, yellow and red. Buy some.
I'm thinking of buying a Rosa. Buy 2 pots. I've got lots. Have a bowl as well. Sound as a bell.
Last time it rained for a week straight. We were up to our knees in a river of shit. Thanks.
Careful!
Willkommen, mein Freund. Ich bin gleich bei dir.
My God.
Was möchtest du?
Show me your wares.
Danke. Das war ein gutes Geschäft, mein Herr.
Good day to you.
Show me your wares.
What would you like, sir?
I'll have a look at the wares.
What would you like?
Show me your wares.
I've got a feeling you're trying to sell me stolen wares. I'll have to knock that off the price. How much do you want for it?
Do you accept?
Less. Aye, you'll convince me with that price. What will it be?
What do you have for sale?
Fine day for some fine wares. Come and take your pick.
A wonderful day for a wonderful purchase.
Pardon me. Greetings. Good dog. Good.
Greetings, my friend.
Show me your wares.
I'm glad you found what you were looking for.
Praise the Lord. Come and take a gander. We've got it all.
I'm sorry.
Lord be with you.
Good to see you again, Volkmar.
No bloody way. It really is a small world.
You said you were headed to Kuttenberg, and that you'd repay me.
True, true. Actually, in my haste, I didn't even ask you your name.
Henry.
Pleased to meet you, Henry. You gave me a second chance, and I'll never forget that. I reckon I could teach you some useful things in return that not many people in this city know how to do.
Why not? I'll gladly learn something new.
I'm glad to hear it. But keep in mind, this will take some time, and it'll cost you something too. But you won't regret it. You'll see.
You were the head smelter at Grund. Reckon you must know a lot about metals and processing them.
You're right about that. I know more about the trade than most. It's a shame I don't have anyone to share my experience with.
Sure you do. I'm a blacksmith myself. Reckon you could teach me something I could use at the forge?
Of course. Let's get to it.
Heute ist ein wunderschöner Tag.
You silly doggy.
Innkeeper, a beer!
I'd like to learn something from you.
I'm glad to hear it. But keep in mind, and I wouldn't mind some coin in return.
You live in a tavern. You sit around from dawn till dusk. Reckon you enjoy some good ale, eh?
Not just ale. I like wine too. And I wouldn't turn my nose up at some nice schnapps either. But be careful. You can't drink them in the wrong order. Once your head starts spinning, you fucked up. And the next morning, you'll wake up with a splitting headache.
Well, then I reckon you'd be able to give me some good drinking tips.
You'd better believe it. We can start right away.
I'd like to learn something from you.
I'm glad to hear it, and I wouldn't mind some coining.
When I let you go at Grund, you ran so fast it was like your feet were on fire. I reckon you couldn't take much with you, and you had to make do with what you could in the city.
You're right. I can tell you're a smart one. I like that.
I reckon you'd be able to give me some useful tips then. Like how to not get caught.
Of course. Let's get to it.
Tankard of ale, thank Christ. What's the hold up? From the best grapes, right in...
And if it owns than you, one-off taxes to be levied to the city.
Excuse me.
Show me your wares.
Thank you, sir. And come again.
Purses, belts, bags. Leather straps. Fair prices, fine wares.
I'll be right there.
Darkest forest.
Aye, that's from working hard every day, from dawn till dusk. In the evening... A large beer for me.
What do you need?
I need a bath.
And what are you interested in, sir?
I'd like a pretty girl to take care of all my needs.
Don't worry. Once my girls get their hands on you, you'll forget all your sorrows.
I can't wait.
Excellent. Pay up, and we can get started.
I'll gladly pay you.
You certainly won't regret it. My baths are first class.
My.
Better not forget
That
about
many
that
times,
council
eh?
assembly.
You must really fancy me. I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention.
I'm sorry?
What are you doing playing with that lock? Here! He's the one that did it!
All right! You caught me. I surrender.
Over there. Do something.
Ah, here you are. Your day of reckoning is at hand.
Please, look at me. This is all just a misunderstanding.
Oh, I apologize, my lord. Careful.
Well then, does the poor thing
By the way, like you were saying about that book,
My favourite book? Pray tell, did you find it?
as I wandered through the fortress, I stumbled upon von Bergov's chambers, and there it lay. Red leather, gold inlay, just as you said.
You really found it. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
By the way, did you have any time to leaf through it and see what it's about?
I read a bit of it.
What did you think?
Well, the author doesn't spare anyone. I wonder if he holds anything at all sacred.
Sure he does. Courage, honor, loyalty. But others have already written enough about those. A writer is interested in what lies beneath the gilded veneer of orderliness and piety, because it's much more interesting.
Hold on. Who wrote this, then?
I did. Look, you've never thought about writing something.
Me? And what would I write?
How should I know? Poetry, a novel, a treatise, or a whole book?
That's a tempting notion. Who knows? In another life, I might have become a writer.
Wouldn't you want to at least give it a try?
I suppose I'm not quite sure where you're going with this.
There are still a few blank pages left, so we could finish writing it together. You and me. What do you think?
That sounds great.
In that case, we can get started right away.
Agreed.
How should I start?
You haven't thought of anything yet?
Now, I have many ideas, but we must contribute in equal part.
Both? Well, fine. And what should I do?
Just tell me what you'd like to read about. A tale of a man or a woman? I'll take careful notes of everything.
There are heaps of stories about men, so I propose one about a woman.
All right, a woman then. But I'd need to know more about her.
Such as...
Tell me one trait that is important for you. What would impress you in a girl?
Well, never hurts if a girl is pretty.
I was hoping for something a bit deeper than beauty.
Fine. I'll think of something else. I think above all that she should be clever.
And isn't that rather detrimental for a girl?
Only if she's too clever and thinks she knows everything.
So you're another man who thinks a woman's tongue is a useless organ.
Not at all. It can be used for all kinds of things.
Very well. You win. I walked into that one myself. We better get back to writing. But if the lady in our story is clever, should she employ her wits for good or evil?
I'm for good intentions. If we come up with an interesting woman, it would be a shame to write her as evil.
I agree. Too bad it's only on paper. I'd like to meet our lady in the flesh. Well, just about finished.
Well, let's have a look.
Not yet. Something's missing.
What?
A picture. I don't trust myself with proper illumination, but I think I can handle a sketch, especially if you'll be my model.
What? And what on earth do I have to do?
Imagine a beautiful lady is standing before you, and you are courting her. What would you do?
I'd rather keep what I do to myself. But how about something like this?
Well, now we're done.
Oh, finally. I'm sore all over.
Your suffering is over. Come take a look at what we've done. Your reward. So what about that story of ours? Tell me your impressions.
Too bad there aren't more books like this. If there were, I might end up turning into a scholar.
Really? I'll take that as the highest possible compliment. And what about the sketch? For such a slapdash job, it's not bad, right?
Oh, it's pretty, really. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
I know I'm no master illuminator, but otherwise, I think we can be quite satisfied. And thank you for the help. I really enjoyed it.
Well, so did I. And for that matter, you're an interesting girl, and I'd like to get to know you a little better.
No beating around the bush. How about that? Please do stop by sometime. I wager it will be enlightening for both of us. Perhaps I can show you my collection of hunting trophies.
You said you could teach me something. What did you have in mind?
If you ask nicely, I'll share some of my hard-earned wisdom with you.
Very well then, Lady Know-It-All. Let's say then I come on bended knee. What scholarship can you pass on to me?
That depends on what you're interested in. There's a whole world hidden inside of books I could talk to you about for days on end. Or if you prefer actions instead of words, I can show you a few shooting tricks. But I warn you in advance that it will not come free. After all, there's nothing more valuable than scholarship. So, what would you like?
I'd like you to show me some archery tricks. You shoot like a... well, a wild woman.
I prefer the term Amazon.
Will you teach me?
Listen closely, so I don't have to repeat myself.
Could you teach me something?
Why not? But I warn you in advance that it will not come free. After all, there's nothing more valuable than scholarship. So, what would you like?
I'd like to expand my horizons a little. What's the last thing you read, for instance? Anything interesting?
You'd better believe it. I only read interesting things, and I can talk about them for hours.
The city council will be convening soon. I'd better get a move on.
Don't you dare cause any trouble.
What do you want? Keep watch and leave me alone.
Who are you to give me orders? Just you wait. You'll get what's coming to you. Bloody hell.
shouldn't be out here alone like this. Awful things have been happening here. That's not bad at all.
Priest. Nobody else can help you.
Oh, aye. Priest. How could I have forgotten about him? Maybe because I don't think he'll be able to solve my problem.
Heartfelt prayer saved entire masses of Jews. And Jonah from the whale.